right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Patriot Pravda podcast. This is a test of our new system. We're all on video now. Isn't that right, Rob?
Yeah, we're on video now, and it's going to be great. I think you'll get to know us a little bit better, and it'll be a little more personal.
Yeah, we have a lot of things going on. There's a lot of new stuff going on. We've had a lot of big moves. Obviously, we're in a new location with our lights, how we set up. It's a little interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's quite bright. We just set all this up today. Kind of like we've been moving around a lot of locations lately, and just haven't really had a good place to settle down. And we finally have one nailed down.
Yeah, it'll come really in handy. And I think
we no longer have to disassemble every time that we are done recording.
Yeah, it'll be a more permanent setup. But we'll see how it goes, and we'll keep decorating. You know, we have a whole big setup here. We got some lights. We got a screen behind us that will regularly start to show our logo. So let me throw that up there real quick. And ta-da!
There we go.
That is Patriot Pravda podcast. So that is what we have.
So you were telling me the other day that you think we want to go a little bit more local as far as our location on the globe.
Yeah, I think where a lot of people get lost as far as politics and talking about politics is that we're so focused on the federal level, the bigger politics.
For sure.
We lose sight of what's most important and what hurts us most, and that's local. So we're going to make a little bit of a change and hit some of the more local stuff coming up.
Indeed. Yeah, we've got we just had an election here.
Yeah.
And if we don't know, we're in Anchorage, Alaska, everybody. We just had a local election for mayor and some school board members and a bunch of other things that were on the ballot. And hopefully we got our candidate in.
And the sad part about that is mayoral election is going to go to a runoff.
Yes.
And now that's a real fight on our hands. But I will say the saddest news is that parents in Anchorage, especially part of the Anchorage School District, if you're part of that Anchorage School District, you failed your kids. I'll just say that right there.
Yeah, I didn't know, and this is on me, I didn't know enough about the school board, those who are running for school board members, and that I need to be a little more on top of that. I don't have any kids in the public school system, but
yeah, neither one of us
if I look
do.
at my tax breakdown for my home, most of my taxes are going towards Anchorage School District.
Yeah, it's crazy, and that was one of the biggest pushes in the school district discussion is more funding for the schools, and one of the biggest arguments is that they're trying to take funding away from the kids, and that's not really the issue because the funding's not going to the kids.
No, not directly. Maybe even it's debatable whether it's even indirectly.
Yeah, and the thing about school funding, especially public school funding, is that in this country, some of our schools have the highest per capita student spending ever that we've ever seen, and far more than there was in the past. And the education is just getting worse and worse, and we know why.
Yeah, it's the teachers, and they're I don't want to say they're overpaid, but there's a lot of wokeism in the schools. They're not actually teaching your education, your standard building blocks of education. Everything is tainted with a heavy dose of wokeism, and especially in the sexual category.
Yeah, and we're losing a whole lot of the focus of what ought to be being taught, and I'm ready for a change. We should have made a change, but I guess there's next time. Hopefully the people that got voted in don't destroy the schools too much to where we can recover in the next election. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how that goes.
And like I said in episode 1, a couple years ago now, a year ago now.
Yeah.
Episode 1, there was like this malaise that took over the people, and that wasn't just in politics. That was also in education.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have to continue to speak up and speak out. And I find it a shame, and I've said this before in another podcast, I find it a shame that we who don't have any kids in the school system currently are attempting to be some of the louder people on this.
Yeah, but I mean, kids are kids, you know. I mean, I care about them, you know, not as much as I would my own, but you know, that's the future generation there. That's, you know, who is going to be in the workforce, or that's going to who's going to be running corporations, companies, starting businesses, and the more people you have corrupted by, you know, a lying information system via the school, the worse it's going to be for all of us.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be digging into our local politics and hitting the community as hard as we can to see if we can make the biggest change here in Anchorage. So you may even find me, if you're a local politician, you may even find me floating around your office. Who knows? We'll see. So anyways, this is just our test of our new system, and we'll see how it goes. See if you like it.
Yeah, we'll look forward to talking with you, seeing you. Maybe we'll accept some calls this time around too, eventually.
Yeah. Once we get a little more set up, we can get a live stream system going, and then we can take calls live. So be on the lookout for that.
But also, I want to remind our listeners too that this podcast is centered around God, and so I think what we're going to probably do is have some sort of verse, you know, daily or per, you know, episodal verse that we can kind of reflect on and dig into a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So podcasts will be longer. There's going to be a variation of things that we're going to be doing.
I'm sure we'll hit some national stories once in a while as well.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure.
Especially around the in-depth part of election time. And we'll talk about that a little bit more too, because it's not too far off. And we'll just continue to focus on things that are going on around us. And like I said, it could be some man on the street type stuff. So we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, it'll be a good time.
So anyways, that is Patriot Pravda podcast. Thanks for joining us just for this short run and see how things are working. And maybe I'll even upload this and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see you then.
Until next time.
God bless.
Go and tell that long-tongued liar.
America.
Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Well, my goodness gracious, let me tell you the news. My head's been wet with the midnight dew. I've been down on bended knee, talking to the man from Galilee. He spoke to me in a voice so sweet, I thought I heard the shuffle of angels' feet. He called my name when my heart stood still, when he said, man, go do my will. Go tell that long-tongued liar.